Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what you're looking at is stage 3 of the San Demon stage race, which happened this past weekend. First day starts with a 4.5 mile uphill time trial up I guess you could call it a famous hill climb over here called Glendora Mountain Road, out in the Azusa Canyon. Nothing too crazy, but if you're not a hill climber, it's not the best opening stage for you. And then the second day is a circuit race out near Pomona, which has a couple inclines and also a steep hill they call Heckler Hill. There are quite a few people out there cheering us on. That day ended with Chiron for second. Section, and then you do a downhill. So I'm just showing you guys a preview of the course right now. At the time we raced, the wind was not a factor, and at least on the downhill we were able to cruise 30 plus on the downhill. So at this point, Stonehouse, which is leading the series, they have the yellow jersey and the polka dot jersey. They are happy to have a field sprint. The closest guy is in third. He's trying to maintain third and take over second. So I was expecting a very aggressive race, which after the first 2 laps, I found myself just going to the front just to make sure that I can help my team out if needed, because we were down a couple riders. Just to my right there on the Bianchi is the leader of the race. At this point, this is about halfway through the race, which happened to be cut in half. Or maybe not half, maybe we lost about a quarter of the race because of a previous accident that cut into our time. So at this point, there's a group of about 5 rolling off the front. Steven Salazar, my teammate, was just coming back, so I didn't see anyone else ready to pounce, so I had to take it amongst myself to make sure that the field didn't let these guys get away. So it wasn't an all-out effort, very controlled, averaging about 650 watts, 30 miles an hour up this incline here. You know what? Looking back on this effort, I really needed this effort because it helped me open up. I was feeling like crap the entire race. Just couldn't get open. So I was able to go a speed that everyone could follow, and then to bring this brake back. And what I'm thinking right now is to just keep some pressure on the pedals. I know it's hurting right now. But I'm going to get it downhill, and I can recover there, because that was an opportune time for someone to throw a counterattack. And with that effort that I had just thrown out, I wasn't going to be able to follow. You can see Steven Salazar just rolling through, patrolling the front. I feel with the 4 guys we had, we did a pretty good job controlling the field that had teams much deeper than ours. Here we are again on the downhill. Monster Media is there to the right as Chris DeMarchi in the green jersey, which Charon Smith, my teammate, is going after. And my job was just to keep things together. You would never see in this video me jumping across anything. It's always about bonding things back together. So I spent the majority of the race doing the best I could do just to weld things back. This is the downhill into the last turn, which is quite fast. This is a sprint point. So Phil is going for the sprint point, which actually didn't do them any good because he was taking points away from Charon and then Charon picks up second to get points, and there's DeMarkey, which he didn't get any points. So Phil taking the first place points put his own teammate in a bad spot and put my guy in a perfect spot to win the green jersey, which we will continue to go for throughout the course of the race. There's a polka dot jersey. He's going to counter the move of DeMarkey. In our team meeting, we talked about me following the sprint. So if a counter happens, I'm there to cover it. Charon did the sprint and was able to recover and sit the wheel right here. So it was really no need for me to go around him just yet. I pride myself on not wasting energy, so it was good for me to just kind of sit back. Right here, this was no joke. I was actually struggling, man. I just couldn't get the pedals to turn over. I was feeling just stale, like my legs were just not there. It could have been because the race was short and we were going fast for a shorter period of time and I didn't have a sufficient warm-up, who knows, but I suffered through it. So nothing too crazy is happening. Chris tried to counter that move. Charon did a great job following the attacks. Another Monster Media guy kind of rose off the front, but you could tell just from the effort he put out that he wasn't serious about it. But then he has a teammate, Carl Bodine, to go off the front, and so now you got to watch these two because these two together are very dangerous. Carl is dangerous solo, having a teammate with him, more dangerous. Phil gets on the front, does a Saturn sit-up. Oh, not really Saturn sit-up, just sits up. Nothing wrong with that. Attacks from the leading team goes. Rigo Mesa, which I raced my whole junior career with, goes. And now I'm just kind of watching, and again, I'm just going to just wait to buy my time to see if anyone else is going to chase or if I'm going to chase. So here we are, rolling down the start-finish. Lots of gaps are opening up. Franco Ryder makes a dig right there in a nice small gear, so he puts a gap on me, but I just stayed on top of my gear, and if you watch my watch, you can see that I actually push hard going into the corner, and then I'm going to kind of ease off and then push hard again going into this corner, and before you know it, I'm back on the wheel with minimal effort. So the race is actually going pretty good right now. 33 miles an hour. This is a false flat uphill that's going to take us to the left-hand turn and continue to go completely uphill. If you look up the road, there's about 3 guys in a split. Charon's right in front of me, so he's in a perfect spot to make the junction if there was going to be a split. Also the yellow jersey, but he didn't want to work. I'm actually surprised at this moment Phil didn't attack. Phil is to my right, Monster Media. He would have caught Charon, in my opinion, in a bad spot because he was literally on the front. However, I was there to cover, which would have been okay for him because he needed time. He needed time to put between third and fourth and second and third. So here, this is this is the part I call the reshuffle. I completely stopped pedaling, went all the way back to the back, and really just kind of like reshuffled my deck. We should be getting down close to 5 laps to go. I've been cutting this video up so it could stay entertaining but informative at the same time. It looks like things are just starting to weld themselves back together. And as soon as you see the yellow jersey moving up, you got to pay attention. Carl is happy with this split because he has 2 or 3 guys in it. So we're going 32 miles an hour, but he's soft pedaling, right? So I just go around him. Don't make a huge effort. Just kind of keep that momentum going with very little pressure on the pedals. 360 watts, and I have the downhill in my favor. So I get really low. I kind of tuck in, get very aero. You can see my hands just go on top of the hoods. And look, I'm off of the watts already, and I'm going 32 miles an hour, and I was able to bridge that gap, which contained, look, it looked like half the field up there. I did have Salazar in the group, and I think Max Hernandez, but they were outnumbered by Monster Media and some other fast guys, so we just couldn't let that get away. So this is 5 laps to go, and I'll cut this up real quick. There's nothing too interesting happening, but us fighting for position. So we're back to the downhill section of the course, which is in between the last two turns, sometimes separated by cones, sometimes separated by the fencing there. And I think the cones are there to let the neighbors get in and out. So the community gets behind this event because they can absolutely put the kibosh on it. But they allow us to race, and one of the things we have to do is let them in and out. So I thought they were pretty good about staying off of the course. I didn't see a lot of cars coming in and out, so great job to them. We are looking at 4 laps to go. Still nothing too crazy. We're just kind of riding single file. People are starting to bite their chops, drink their water, get ready for the field kick. There's not going to be a break right now. If there was going to be a break, it would have happened a long time ago. So here we are rounding the last corner, going into 3 laps to go. And right now I'm just thinking, stay calm, get my team around me. I'm calling my teammates Max, Steve. I'm looking through my arm, making sure that Charon's there. Every time I do these races, it's like a foregone conclusion. We're going to lead out Charon unless he's just looking at me like he can't sprint. And that happens. We both had a tough day physically, but was able to muster through it. You saw Bahati coming in hot there, nearly taking out little Rigo, but just good bike handling to correct it. So this is the part where I'm really like vocal with my teammates. I'm telling Max, this is perfect. Stay right here. There's no need to get excited. There's Charon. I just saw his glove, so I know he's there. And all we need now is Salazar. And I can't tell from this part if he's in front of us or behind us, but I know that at one point we were all in the same vicinity. And again, those last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 laps, it's all about communication. It doesn't matter if you're yelling and the other competition can hear you, because if we do our job the right way, it doesn't matter if they know what's going on. So I'm telling Max this is perfect right here. No need to panic. There's Salazar. Perfect. Didn't have to say anything to him. He rolls up. He knows the deal. Ideally, I wanted Steven in front of Max. But with the speeds being not as high as they should be at this point, we were starting to get swarmed, and Steven just wanted to be in a position to contribute. So, and instead of taking many risks, he just he followed Max. And to be honest with you, both of them are trusted wheels. I've known Steven more than half of my life. I know how he rides. I know his potential. I know, not his potential. I know his characteristics. So not a bad wheel to follow, but he's shorter than me. So when you're talking about if you want to maximize your effort, Max is the perfect guy. So here I was hoping Steven would kind of just dive into that hole right there and get back on Max, which he did. And then you can see that Rigo, another seasoned guy, he's not going to fight. He knows what's up. He knows Max is there. He knows Steven's there. So if Steven's there, he knows that I'm there. He knows that Sharon's there. So out of respect for our team, we just very easily hopped on Steven's wheel and made me fight to get his wheel back. Again, Rigo and I raced against each other for years. When Rigo showed up to a race as juniors, everyone knew it was going to be a tough race. It's good to see him back and racing at his potential again. So here we are, folks. I think this should be 1 lap to go. Rigo is out of the saddle, kind of looking. The sprinter from Mexico and the yellow jersey is the leader of San Dimas Stage Race. And as of now, he's going to win the overall. One of his teammates from the Mexico team, I don't even know if they're from Mexico, Stonehouse. They could be just from Arizona. Anyway, attacked, and Steven did a great job covering. And once that attack pulled off, without hesitation, Steven knew what to do. He just let the pace stay high. He went as hard as he could, 29, 30 miles an hour up the hill. And with him pulling off, no one was in a position to pull hard, so there's a swarm. I think Charon got a little nervous that maybe we were too far back. I lost Max's wheel. Things are kind of going haywire right now, so now my nose is in the wind. I chopped the yellow jersey guy, but he comes back, and there's no need to fight him because that effort right there, you see I punched it up to about 700 watts just to get out of that corner and stay on the wheel. That was the effort I had to put in, which only lasted about 2 seconds, but it did take a little bit out of me. So here we are. This is a pivotal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 6 guys back. I didn't protect the inside. Rookie mistake by my part. Luckily, I was able to get around the guy who came underneath me because if he wanted to, he could have put me in a bad spot. But he got impatient and actually took off, which helped me a lot. Max did his pull. Now I'm fourth wheel going down the hill, 37 miles an hour. So at this point, I'm not really worried about the guys in front of me. I'm looking at the guys behind me, and I started to open a gap because what I wanted to do was take a run at the corner, but yellow jersey actually took my line. He had a good line, but he didn't pedal through the turn. He could have done it, and I was able to get on top of the gear, peak at about 1400, and reach 43 miles an hour. Wow, and able to post up with my boy Charon and take a second. So good race for everyone. Super proud of the team that came out. I hope San Dimas is back next year. I plan to be back if they have us back. And can't thank all my sponsors enough. Fast Forward Giant, LEL, Seth Davison, KMC Chains, we in here, Birdworks. Let's go. We're going to do it again. And of course, Muscle Muscle.